Hi everybody. I've never gone live before. I don't care if anyone even watches this. I just figured I would just try a live and show some of my sketchbooks just because before I leave for the day. Happy Saturday everybody. But I wanted to show that I feel like I've improved. This is a book I started June 2024, and and I want to explain that a lot of these are just doodles. Like, I just doodle with Sharpies. That's Sharpies. Like, I know I'm not good. I have fun doing it. That's my point, is that it's almost a therapy for me because I have a busy mind. So this helps me. Hated this. Hated it. I was trying to do feathers. I didn't necessarily mind this page. I thought that they looked kind of cool. And then this one, I didn't mind. I don't like the shape of some of the feathers, but I really liked the way the colors were blending and stuff like that. And then I wrapped a gift the other day, and I haven't set my Christmas tree up. I'm doing that today. Anyways, next page. Hi. You're a diva. Oh. Did you come to say hi? Okay. I don't know how to chat back. How do I chat back? I guess I can't chat back? I don't see an option for that. Oh, just talk? Okay. Okay, so hated it. I gave up on this page. Also, some of them will be upside down, weirdly. Like, I hated that too. I hadn't finished it. I was going to go back in with the details. That's something I will revisit. Hated this. I had been on an eye streak, and I hated that. I did some owls, which again, I hated. I did other owls in a different book that I liked, but I was still getting used to this paper. This is a more expensive paper than, it's not, it's a cheap paper, but I had been sketching in just a really, like, not watercolor paper at all. So I'm so glad someone's watching. Jay, you make me so happy. Okay, that's a cityscape I didn't mind. I liked the way the light turned out, the way you can kind of see that there's like a glow, but the rest I wasn't a big fan of. Oh, and I signed my art in arts class in high school. My teacher said to sign your art in initials and not in your regular signature, because obviously people can look and copy your signature. So that's just my art signature is I do. And then look at this, guys. Okay, I want to explain this one. I was up camping with a friend, and I was like, watch. I wanted to prove to him that I can just do random shapes and then stuff comes out in it. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I have a stone called the amethyst scream, and he has a triangular thing on his head that has an amethyst cluster on it, and I can see like eyes, this triangular crown kind of, and all I did, I wasn't even looking at the page. I just was looking the other way, and I just scribbled a bunch of colors, And then what I was mixing my paint on, because I was camping and I had forgotten a palette to mix colors on, I was using tin foil. So then I just like stamped the tin foil where I had mixed the colors on there. And then that's what came out. And then on the tin foil, I thought I saw Jesus. It's hard to see. You have to kind of be in person. But he has like a crown. You have to be in person to see it. So I kept that as well. And then a same camping trip, all I did was spheres. Not even like trying. Oh, I showed you those ones, didn't I? Yeah, I was just trying to do spheres real loose, and then I did the same thing, and look at what came out. Like Mary, Mother of God. See this skin-colored profile here with kind of a turban, or no, sorry, not a turban, but you know that hood kind of. Yeah, the tin foil worked really well to do it. It was really cool. Because there's another element involved, I thought that was really helping. Because like foil, tin, that's like a metallic, that's a mineral. But look at here. And it's like Mother Teresa, how she wore that hood. I thought that was so beautiful when that came out in these spheres. And then sometimes I leave pages blank. Not really on purpose, sometimes by accident. Another thing I did. And look, Homer Simpson in the white. It's kind of hard to see, but he's in here. Like abstract, but can you see how that's kind of like Homer Simpson? But again, the guy with the amethyst cluster came out. And his open mouth, he's screaming. Well, he's talking. That came out randomly. Looks like tie-dye. Yeah. A bunch of them look like tie-dye. And then I did spheres again, and I just thought it came out really beautiful. Because again, I just stamped. Like this was not on purpose. I just did spheres and then laid color down, like filled it kind of with color and then stamped. But like the stamp, like I had used all the color, so sometimes it was just like kind of water that. And then I was trying to do some realism, but I am terrible. Yeah, you see the head there? Isn't that crazy? Like that, my friend that was with me, I've been coloring. So I have like these markers all over my fingers, the turquoise, like, yeah, anyway. Yeah, no, I was looking the other way and just splotched color and some water and then stamped. And then that came out. Is freaking us both out, actually. And then I was trying to do realism, sucked. Here, I just traced a leaf and then learned a technique, but I did not like the way it came out at all. Oh, and I think I traced... No, I didn't. I was just trying to fill the page. Oh, and then this one. I've been kind of doing this series of... This is a new one of it. I added metallic paint, green metallic paint. But I wasn't sure if I liked this one at all. But I have other ones in this. And then, oh, that was flowers. But then I kept stamping, like... to get some texture, because this side's textured, this side, which one's vivid that you like? Oh, these, yeah. I like the dark colors. I've been into dark colors. And then this one, I was just trying to like put some color down and then get some of the texture to transfer onto this. It's like kind of right in there. Because this side is flat. The back sides of the paper, this is textured, the rest is flat. Awful. Awful. These were years ago, months ago that I did these, but then I just went back in and added a little bit. But again, like, it was supposed to be a windy day, but it did not translate at all. And then this is sort of a windy day as well, with like a building in the background and everything. But again, stylized, not realistic, just bored. And then I was trying to attempt realism, but I cannot do realism. And then I just added some really dumb roses. And then this one, I traced 2 leaves and had a pine cone to look at. And I was just trying techniques that I had learned for mixing colors, and where you scrape a line for the veins, but I didn't like the way it turned out. Hi, Stones Jones. Okay, yeah, Jay, go. I'm just going through my sketchbooks. The live will be there. You can watch it if you're ever interested. I'm going all the way through. Like, this is going to be long, so. Have a good day, Jay. And then I do these things when I'm painting, so I don't waste pigment, where I do tribal prints. So I'll be painting something, and then I'll have a different book open, and instead of rinsing my brush, I'll just like dab, and then like another color will come and I'll add more. And as I go down, it turns into like a makeshift tribal print. I don't know if you remember back, I think it was like the early 2010s, there was like tribal print patterns everywhere. I did another one where I was using those colors for something else, and I just dabbed, made lines. And there's more that are better. These, I was just doodling. And then here, doodling again. But it came out really dumb. Really dumb. And then, I'd gotten markers. I believe that. No, I was painting. That's right. I was painting. I was trying to do these series where I did spheres and then filled them with other things. This side here that's tinted charcoal. And I wouldn't say I'm like Christian or Catholic. Like, maybe, I don't know, because I really love painting crosses. And I love the Bible, and I love Jesus. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. Like, I don't go to church, and I wasn't really raised religious, so I don't know. I want to be Christian, but I have a lot of issues with just religion as a whole and the way it divides people. But I live by like virtues and like the same morals. Bad, awful, hated it. And then I did another one in the series where I just do abstract kind of shapes. I have a whole series going like that. And then this one, I was just drawing a road and I was going to do a cityscape. But then and see how the texture comes out? That was because I accidentally closed the page and got texture on the other page So then I made the abstract shapes over top. But here I had squashed something that was in this shape because I thought that that would help me do the buildings. But I ended up kind of just liking it like that. But sadly, it reminds me of like the Delphi case with like bridge guy pointing down the hill, and it freaked me out a little bit. So I stopped. I left that one behind. And then here I was like mad at someone. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been getting into texture, and like when I say I'm doing that series here, I like it when there's like texture peeking through in the back. There's more where I'll show where it looks a lot better. But here I was mad at a friend, and I painted this because I use art sort of as a therapy because it calms my busy mind. But I wrote to her, I was like, this is me on my broom flying away from the bullshit. Oh, I just swore. Whoops. Flying away from the BS. Not that I'm a witch or anything. I had been into painting. Here, I'll show you. I have this Smurf, and she's a Smurfette on a broom. I was into painting Smurfs for a while. And like, but that's a different book. Oh, that one's awful. I was really upset and like crying, and I couldn't focus. So I tried. Oh, I love to splatter and splotch and see. Yes, that's what I love doing. I love just splattering and splotching and like using wet and letting it all like kind of melt in, and then layering over top things so that the background, and then really cool things come out sometimes. And while I was painting, again, I just did dabbing, but I hated that tribal print. Hated it. Hated it. This tribal print, I didn't mind. I liked the colors. I liked the scale. And I had been making Christmas cards. And I thought, not this one because it has blue, but I have one that's all green. And, wait, it kind of goes like this, I thought. For a while I had it. But yeah, it's like supposed to be inside a Christmas tree looking out with like the lights and the snow. But I have a green one that I was putting there, and then like I was thinking that would be a cool Christmas card if you have the tribal print, that would be colors that would match in like as a border. But I have a whole stack of Christmas cards I've been doing. Oh, and this, here's an example. Stones of the splatter and splotch that turns into something. I was just doing fire, like abstract or stylized fire, yes, because I don't know how to do realism, like I've said. So I was just doing fire, and then faces, like there's more too. I noticed after, like I was trying to do fire. Hi, Ginger. Ginger 511. I'm just explaining my sketchbook. It's going to be long, but yeah, this might be like a bit of an insight into my psyche if anyone's interested. Call you Emma? Okay, Emma. That's a beautiful name. There are no mistakes when there's good intention. That's what I've learned, Wick. or juniper. I love juniper trees. Oh man, and the smell of like pine and balsam and juniper. There's another smell too that I just love the smell of Christmas and Christmas trees and evergreen, anything. But yeah, this fire one almost like freaked me out. And then I was thinking of designs for Christmas trees, or I mean, Christmas cards. Your real name is Emma, or Juniper. Oh, Stones, you love it? Thank you. I'm trying to hold my camera still, but yeah, I've been really into Christmas trees. Oh, this one's not done. I was just starting one of my series where they have the texture in the background. Like kind of up there. And then I was kind of doing some butterflies, but abstract butterflies and stuff. It's not done yet. I ran out of white. Cedars smell great too. Yes. I'm a huge fan of that kind of smell. I don't know, because I love the woods so much and I love the winter and I grew up like kind of on the Niagara Escarpment in the winters skiing. So it brings me back to that, I think, is why I love it. I can't wait till it snows. I am just dying to go skiing. So I wanted this whole page to match. And I've got the tribal print. And then kind of, but I'm not, like, it's not finished. I had just done this last night. And then here was the first of the series that I've been doing. It has the texture. But I ran out of white paint for the snow and the light glowing. So I had to kind of put it on hold. I picked one sprig of every fir type tree in my yard the other day and put it in a basket. It smelled amazing. Yeah, I love that. And I use them in like little bouquet things. And then I have them. And then I also will take like leaves or sprigs and stuff and take them home and then paint them. But see, this is how I get the texture. I was dabbing, like I said, instead of wasting the pigment, I will dab. And then it was still wet and I closed the page really briefly. And then see how some of the texture and everything came through. And at first I was upset. I was like, oh shoot. But then I noticed I loved it. Oh, thank you. Those are so pretty. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. Because I was like, whoa, after I was like, I like that whole idea. So that's why I've been doing a series of it. But honestly, what I've found is like, I'll have beginner's luck and then I can't like repeat it as easy. It has to be random. Hated it. Hated them. Hated it. It's like an evil eye. You want one? Well, I could send you one, but I was thinking of selling them maybe, but I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know if I could like deal with charging money for stuff like that, but I would definitely send you one. Like, no, well, I have to finish the series maybe, but I am thinking of maybe selling them. Like, maybe I should give them away. That's really sweet that you want one. That really warms my heart. Thank you. You live in Canada? I live in Canada too. I live in Ontario. Oh, I got these new markers. I really hated most of it, but I didn't mind some of it. I really like the way I hated that duck. Don't sell them. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm still such an amateur. I'm literally teaching myself watercolors. Like, look at how bad I am. I was just trying to do I'm trying to work on like learning to put colors together. I'm still working on water control. Like, I'm not good. I'm not ready to sell or anything, but I would totally be willing to like just give you one, honestly. If some of them I'm not done, yeah. No, some in the series I am done, but others I'm not. And I was doing tinted charcoal, and I was doing Christmas trees here. This was like back in like September, I think. I've been on this Christmas tree hike. And then while I'm doing it, instead of wasting the pigment, I do tribal prints. And I've been practicing flowers and leaves. This is just a sketchbook. And I was doing something else. Oh, I have this tiny sketchbook. I was doing like that. You're 8? Oh, hi. Hi, nice to meet you. But yeah, I was doing like, see, art is easy. I started with doodling and just swatching the metallic paints I got. And I liked how the white kind of ended up fuzzy in his ear. So I was like, the fuzzy white there, which was an accident, I decided to make a bunny because I got this black pad and I had done this back in July, but I hated the bunny. So I redid it exactly 4 months later. 11/21, the other one was 7/21. Look at the bear. You just asked about bears. But I redid the same picture. I hated the chonky fox. But I liked the bunny. So I kind of redid him on top of that. And instead of wasting the pigment and rinsing it right away, I did that. Just because then I'll use it as a background or something where I could like cut this out and like put it there with that as a border, maybe a couple. I have a few bears I've done. I've been doing penguins too. Like, I love penguins. I love how fuzzy he is. And then while I was doing him, instead of wasting the pigment, I did a tribal print. But I have been really obsessed with Christmas trees and decorating them. Like, just while I'm doing an I Ching reading, I was doodling Christmas trees and peacocks. You make little envelopes? Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. I should make little envelopes too. Like, you fold them into envelopes, or you use a pre-made envelope and then just design it. I thought that looked like Baba Yaga's house floating in the background. That scary guy from Hellboy, that scary witch. You make it out of paper, so you fold the envelope yourself. That's really cool. You could give one for me. Like, mail it to me. Do you live in Ontario? $5. Like, would you mail it to me? Is that what you mean? In this one, I was just doing a bunch of different designs of Christmas trees and the dabbing. Oh, this was a happy accident. I was just doing these flowers, and then this was just a splotch, but it turned into a space crustacean. See how it's like a space crustacean? That was a total accident. Thought it was cute. Awful, awful. This page I was actually pretty proud of. Well, see, I would have to give you my address. And I don't really have a permanent address right now. Like, I'm not going to be living here much longer. And by the way, Canada Post is on strike. So you wouldn't be able to mail me anything anyways. But what's your email? Because once Canada Post strike is over, we could email each other, and then, because I don't know how else to get a hold of you or whatever. Because I don't know, sending it UPS would be kind of expensive. And if you're 7 or 8, how old did you say you were? You're 8. Can you afford to pay for UPS? I'm not sure I have anything else good in here. Just, I got really into doing, your dad will help you? Will it be worth it for you? I pay you $5. Yeah, so we'll have to exchange emails so I can get you my address and everything then. School on a Saturday? Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. You have school on a Saturday? Oh, okay. Bye, Ginger. Have a good day at school slash I can't, Emily. Oh, Emily. Oh, well, I can't put my address on a public. I can't put my address in a chat. So, like my home address. I liked the way this one turned out. And then that, it looks like people kissing in a way to me. And that was an accident just from me using too much water. Like, because I'm just still learning. But that's just a crappy sketchbook where I just kind of sketch whatever. This little bookie wook, I started, hated it. October 5th is when I started it. And I wanted to swatch again those metallic paints I got. I didn't mind that barn. Hated that. Okay, hun, that's okay. I understand. I was doing tinted charcoal and added metallic. Hated it though. This, like, I use sketchbooks just to doodle, but this one's cotton paper, and I realized how well it works when you have better paper. So I started trying to do techniques, but this one failed. I closed it too quick and got the texture, which I might end up doing something over top of that. I didn't mind this flower one. And I started to like Mr. Penguin, but then I added too much water to his face. Hated this whole page. Hated it. And again, another purple guy came out. That was, I added, like, I made some details, but that just kind of came out. I was trying to do a moon, and then that got wrecked. I added way too much water. And then here I hit some kind of that came out again. The guy with the purple crown. And this one, I loved it at first. And then I added sparkles, and it got all faded and spread. But then I loved it. I ended up thinking it looks like he's in the wind and the mist. And I thought it looked so cute. Hated it. I didn't mind that. Just because I like the color combo of purple and green. Hated the flower arrangements. But I did, and I was going to decorate a pumpkin, but I ended up just liking the pumpkin. And then this day I was so nervous. I couldn't keep my hands still, so I was trying to do art for therapy. And I couldn't, I was shaking. I couldn't, usually I like to go real light and then go and control. I couldn't even control the stems, nothing. So I just decided to do hearts to try to steady my hand. I was just so upset. I was just beside myself, but I couldn't even get the hearts. Like, look. And again, super upset. I was over at someone's house and just dying inside. So I was trying to calm myself and do art. And again, I started to feel a little bit more calm. So I started adding some metallic. I love hearts. Emily. Yeah, you don't have school today. It's Saturday, silly. But some people have, my friend growing up had Japanese school every Saturday. So hearts is one, probably my favorite symbol next to a star. And then I was kind of experimenting with backgrounds and Christmas trees. I didn't mind the blue flowers. I mixed them between forget-me-nots and sunflowers. Oh, you have basketball on a Saturday? Oh, yeah, I love basketball. And then I got more into the Christmas theme. Just doing different designs of Christmas trees. And then this one, I was doing a background. And I saw the white at the side and wanted it to be smoke out of a house. But then I added the chimney in the wrong spot. So I kind of turned it into snow. And I hated the tree. Hated both. Hated. Hated both. Hated. I did hate both of these as well. I'm making a Christmas blind bag for my cousin. Oh, that's nice. Cousins and family, since you're 8 or 7, I'm sorry, my memory is not 8. Short-term memory is like going, when you get older, man, things change. But then I added some cattails and I didn't mind it, but I hated it. I started to hit kind of a stride rate coming up. Hated these, might use them as a background. And then I liked, oh, are you sick? I'm sorry. Look at this. I ended up doing it this way, and they turned into kind of flowers at the bottom. And I was like, hey, I kind of like that. So then I tried it again. And I loved that one. I hit some weird threshold where all of a sudden, and I love that Christmas tree. And this, at the top, you can see that weirdness. It started out as just tribal print. And then I changed it. And then I did icebergs. And I tried to do it again, but hated it. Because I forgot about composition, where you should keep like these leaves and anything you want as a focal point kind of in this area. Hated that. I got these new markers, these in a subscription box, and I love them. But I love them more if you scribble it into a palette and then use it as like a watercolor paint, and then kind of use the direct marker as accents. But it didn't work out here, really, I didn't think. And I didn't wait till it dried, so it bled. The purple guy came out again there. His profile's at the side. All an accident. And then I kind of did another iceberg scene, but I didn't really like it. I only liked the clouds. See, again, when I'm doing like a scene, hated the gold, wrecked it with the gold. I'll use the same colors to make the tribal print. Here I did the same thing. I thought he was really cute. Ooh. And then I started going back to that series with the abstract stuff. I know, isn't that penguin the cutest? I love painting penguins. I have a bunch of other ones too. They're actually really easy to do, watercolors. The way it fades and stuff, it's really easy to do. And then I did back to the abstract and like the looking out of a Christmas tree idea. Oh yeah, and these are the last pages. I did a little bunny. Didn't want to waste the pigment. I forget what I was doing, but that's what that was. And then, I don't know. This one doesn't really have anything good in it. This one turned out ugly, ugly colors. Hated it. I didn't mind this per se. Ugly tribal prints. Hated it. But see this? I'm going to use that texture and then do one of my abstract sort of series over top. And then this texture will peek through. I think I've shown this. I did more penguins, but I used this awful paint and it wasn't bleeding the way, like, so I've noticed that good paper helps and good watercolors help because they bleed more. These ones, it was just this cheap palette. I'll show you. $2.49. And it's just not good for watercolors. They don't bleed the way, like, my favorite palette is this one. I got it from scrawlrbox. Because I'm just starting. Like, I don't know what paints to buy, what paper to buy, but I get scrawlrbox and they give you these pads of good paper and everything. Because I did buy a sketchbook from Walmart, this one, but it's not as good as paper, but I like the texture. But this, you can't see the colors, but I have another one. They're kind of like, there's like a purple, a blue, all of this I did with this palette. I did this with that 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 palette. This one. I liked them so much, I bought 3. I haven't used this one yet. This is the one I've been using. And the third one, the first one I bought is almost all gone. Empty. That's how much I loved it. Look, these are the colors it comes with. Just doing Christmas cards. That was in scrawlrbox. When I was testing out everything they gave me, there's like McDonald's fries. I tried to do a tree and mushroom soup and like Mr. Candyman, but yeah, I was squatching. And the artist of the month gave this, it was like frogs, seeing the sticker. So I attempted frogs. It was these 3 markers I did it with. Like with the yellow and the blue, you can make green. Hated it. More Christmas trees. You make stickers too? I want to make stickers. That's a really good idea. scrawlrbox is a subscription, and they send you a bunch of stuff right here. See, scrawlrbox, and they send you paper, and then they send you like an artist of the month, which was, I forget their name, but that was the sticker they made of their art. And they send you supplies, and then you're supposed to be able to do something with them. Hated this. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. I did that with these, where you scribble into a ceramic palette and then add a tiny bit of water, and it turns into a really light, nice paint. Loved this. I just loved the way it turned out. Hated this. Hated it. And here's another time where I was like, hey, there's something here. Like, I didn't per se like it, but I liked it, you know? I liked the idea. My art space is unorganized right now because I've been on an art spree. I love the word and the phrase flower power. I just love it. Again, didn't want to waste the pigment, so I made tribal print. Oh, I was talking on the phone with Avery, and she was talking about rabbits. So I doodled rabbits. And they look so silly. Everything looks silly. I hated the flowers, everything. I didn't mind this tree I made. excuse me, but I can't think of any other books other than this one, but I've shown like pretty much all of it before. Oh, those were just doodles. Most of them are just doodles. I really liked that guy though. And I was drawing my stones. And like when I do the dabbing, so when I'm like, say, doing rainbow balls, because then I like to fill each ball with like a different little design. And I try to make like them a gradient. That didn't work though. But then I did the dabs so I wouldn't waste the pigment. And then I go in and I turn them into things. It doesn't always look good though. Especially like there. Like here I did it too. Dabs. And then I turned them into birds. I liked my little frog king except his crown. People accused me of tracing, but I can look at something and then copy it. I'll show you what I was looking at. I had my stuff all packed, was moving to a friend's, then that fell through, moving to a different friend's, that fell through, had a lease set up, that fell through. See, I was looking at this, the snail, and then I was looking at this guy. Sucks, clearly, but I didn't mind his little eyes. I was going to go in with pen and do fine liner, but I really liked the way it looked without it. And I'm not good at adding like the line art. I'm not good at line art. I'm not really good at making aesthetic sketchbooks either. They're just real haphazard. I really liked this turtle, but I was still learning about blending and everything. I still am. I'm not good. Like I'm learning. I'm kind of teaching myself. And I hated this eye, but I liked the mixings of the colors. I'm pretty sure I've shown all of this. I liked that little guy. I loved this guy. It started out, I was on the phone, I was just sketching with green pen. And then I added the levitating squirrels after. anything worth showing in here? It's just a bunch of scribbles. Oh, my alien. This was way back. These are old, old, old. When I was just learning about mark making and water control, all of it. Still really, really bad. And the quality of your paints, too. That matters. Hi. Can you get down? I know, hon. Come on. No, 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 no. He's a diva. It's just awful. Just absolutely awful. This was still really early on as well. And a lot of them are unfinished. Like I have to go back in and add the next layer. Use some as backgrounds. Like that would be a background. Just doodles, learning how to paint. At first I was just drawing with the paint, and then I started learning about brush strokes. I really liked this heart, the mixing in it, and the way it looked like the arrow was blowing out. But again, not as good as I like other ones. I really liked these roses. And I was going to add line art again, but I liked the way his shell mixed. I'm pretty sure I've shown all of this before. Oh, no, not this, maybe. My cosmic turtle. And my sun lion. Hated most of these. I liked the way the paint mixed in that eye. Oh, and I liked the way it dripped down into this heart, and so I started adding that to other eyes I was doing. Oh, and I loved the way this heart mixed, but then I wrecked it with the gold. This bottom one. It looked different before, trust me. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. See, and I liked it until I added those outlines. That's what's put me off line work. I kind of liked this little chicken. Loved him. Looks like he has a Pokemon on his chest. The one from, like, Mew, I think it is, or... And I loved these penguins, too. This was early on, too. I feel like I'm kind of getting better, but I don't know. So that's my live. Took an hour. I doubt anyone will watch this, but I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it up for a while. Have a great day, everyone.